There we go. So Nourish and Thrive. This is the first time I've ever put this class in particular together, but we have done some similar type classes. And so for this one, we get to have a little spa time for anybody that has a foot bath and Epsom salt ready. Feel free to run over and get your foot bath about halfway full of warm water to like as hot as you can manage. You don't want to burn your feet, but you like it to kind of last so you can feel comfortable in your foot bath. And then put about a cup of Epsom salt in there. And while you're doing that, I'm going to do a quick giveaway. Let me see how to change the slides. There we go. So on time giveaway. All right. So the giveaway that I am giving away tonight is this. This is the satin facial scrub. You can actually use this on your feet too. It's just nice and this one's sealed. It's brand new. It's nice and scrubby, but not too scrubby. So it feels really nice to help get off any loose skin. It's gentle enough for your face. You can use it on your feet and your hands and whatever else you like. So for the on-time giveaway, since we have Meg here as a guest, I'm going to go ahead and give this to you, Meg. So congratulations. I'll put your name on it so I can drop it in the mail. I think I have some other things to mail to you too. So I always love to do these. Have you tried this before, Meg? No?
No, I haven't.
Okay, nice to try something brand new. I have some other things that I'll give away throughout that anybody can get it. So, all right. So let's get started on the presentation portion. I'm Jennifer Strickland. I am a Young Living Gold Leader. I know that doesn't mean much to anybody who's not in Young Living. It just means I've been around for a little while. I signed up for this company originally in 2009 and started building from there. But I started slowly, mostly for the health of my family. We had a lot of illness going on. Like every time something came around, we got it. It's like we were sick every month, every other month. I was running an aircraft design business and it was taking time away from work, and time is money, especially when you're independent. Right, Charlie? We know that about your husband. When you're sick, it's just like it takes away from your income. So, um, so yeah, we were having all kinds of issues like that. My son had croup, and he would literally start to suffocate with it in the spring and the fall when a certain cold virus came through. And so I was looking for some natural solutions because what I was hearing from the doctors, like, well, kids get sick, this sort of thing happens, we have to run to the emergency room, and that's just life. I'm like, I'm not willing to accept that. I think that that doesn't have to be the normal. And so we started using a product that I'll be talking about today. It's called Ningxia Red, and it really started to boost our immune systems, and we just stopped getting all that crap. So we didn't have to be sick all the time. So I am a retired homeschool mama. I homeschooled my kids all the way through. So for like 20 years or so, something like that, from pre-K all the way up to graduation. And during that time, I was always looking for some way to earn some income because if you know any homeschool moms, I know Cricket was one of those. You know that you're sacrificing an income. You're sacrificing the income of one of the parents that is homeschooling. And so a lot of homeschool moms are now finding that they also need to work and bring in some income at the same time. So I was always looking for ways to do that. I did run my aircraft engineering consultation business for a while, but it was starting to take too much away from my kids and I needed to be there with them. So I started teaching high school science classes in biology, human anatomy, physiology, chemistry, physics, engineering, astronomy. I loved all of those topics. And those are the topics that would scare a lot of the moms away when their kids got older. So I was pleased to be able to teach those. I'm also a certified coach, and I've been certified in multiple aromatherapy education and modalities through the Center for Aromatherapy Research and Education, as short CARE for short. And I am a holistic weight loss coach. So we get to do a lot of cool things to help people that are just in need. And I didn't get to all of those things without having my own problems to address. So I lost 93 pounds in the past couple of years, just from just figuring things out and getting with coaches and paying a ton of money. So now I can pass things on to all of you. All right, if you happen to have Stress Away around, there's Stress Away in a bottle. If you're, with somebody that has some Stress Away, grab some of that. And it could be a bottle like this, or it could be in a roller like we have in this little kit. You may be able to see me there. It's a roller bottle. And just put a drop in your hands. If you have the roller bottle, just roll it onto your hands. Put your hands like this together, rub your hands together, cup your hands over your nose and just breathe it in. We've made it to the end of the week. It's the weekend and we get to just breathe deeply and relax. So put it over your nose and breathe deeply. Take the rest of it, whatever you have left over, rub it on the back of your neck, rub it over your chest. And it smells so good to me. I love Stress Away. Stress Away is one of our top emotional blends. So let me give you kind of a rundown of what we're going to do here real quick, since we're talking about an essential oil. We're going to go through a few essential oils that are going to go with your foot baths and just give you kind of a calming spa experience. And then we're going to talk about Ningxia Red, boosting your immune system. We're going to talk about pain, how to deal with pain. And then we're going to talk a little bit about weight loss. So those are what we're covering. So first, we're just bringing it all down and getting the stress levels low or lower after such a busy week. So again, the Stress Away is one of our top emotional blends. It has lime essential oil in it, which is really good for the adrenals. The adrenals are on your back, just like right above your waistline. And they sit right on top of your kidneys, the little triangles sitting on top of there. And those adrenals are what help you to deal with stress. They get pretty worn out, especially if you live in the United States, where we have such a crazy active culture. It also contains copaiba and vanilla, which are super calming. They help to balance out inflammation in the body and just really, lower the stress levels again. Cedar wood will help you to retain information, and that's also in here. So it's a really good combo. So this whole blend is like a massage for the mind and the senses. All right, so let's talk a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about your health goals. It's January, so you've probably been thinking about what kind of goals do I have for this year? If you've been making New Year's resolutions for long enough, you're just like, whatever. How many of you are just like, whatever? Okay, I get it. I get it. So we can address those health goals. Some people are super ambitious and they want to lose all the weight that they ever carried on their body in 1 month. And how crazy is that, right? We have years and years of accumulated stress and all kinds of things that have happened to our bodies that we put our bodies through. And it takes time. It takes time and consistency to, if we're carrying extra weight, to deal with that, get our bodies, our immune systems back on track. So let me ask you a question then. Considering where you are today, if you stay on this same path, how will you feel about that in 5 years, looking back? Do you feel like that's where you want to be? Like now, do you want to be where this path is leading you in 5 years? If not, then some changes need to happen. And that all starts in the mind. We have to make a decision with that. I have one of my high school friends is she's my age. We graduated the same year. I'm 46 years old, and her dad just passed away last year, and we were devastated. He was one of her parents were always involved in band and all the things that we did. So they were like everybody's parents in school. And when he passed away, my friend, her name is Anna, her mom was left to take care of herself, and he was taking care of her. And she passed away on New Year's Day. And so, I go back and think, I wonder if there was anything that, could have changed so that they could have been able to see their grandkids grow up, you know? So, and yes, we don't know when our time is up, because our time is up when it's up, right? But I do believe that we can make choices that will help extend our lives and to improve the quality of our lives. And we get to make some of those decisions to maybe stick around a little bit longer and to feel a little better during that time. So, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from making these decisions? Often we've lost faith in ourselves. We have set so many goals and just not followed through. And we're just like, I'm never, I want to lose weight. I want to be pain free. I want to do this. I want to see the world. I want to travel somewhere, something, right? And then we've just given up. But we don't have to give up. We still have years of our lives where we get to do different things, and we can choose to do some other things, Is it financial? Is it the mindset? Is it, even if it's financial, there are mindset things that keep us in the place that we are. So we get to make some decisions. So with all of that in mind, you might need some lavender now to bring that back down. Let's pull out the lavender. And if you have your foot baths ready, you can put your feet in your foot bath and take your lavender out and put 2 to 3 drops in your foot bath. Now this one, everybody knows what lavender is for, right? So if you're in the chat, go in the chat, and I haven't been checking the Facebook. So if you're on Facebook Live right now, I'll go and open it up and take a look to see if we have some. Okay, we don't have anybody in there just right now. Let me turn the sound down. And Sandra, Deborah, and Kim have stopped in, but they may or may not be in. Okay, so what do you think lavender is for? I mean, it's on the slide, right? But everybody knows lavender, right? What have you known it to be for since before Young Living? It's calming, right? Relaxing. Have you ever had an allergic reaction to lavender? My sister thought she was allergic to it because she went and got some junk at the store, some lavender room spray, and she sprayed her whole house down, and she had a bad reaction to it. And I told her, you know what, if I send you a little lavender roll-on, maybe you can just like open it up, smell it, put it away, and see how it makes you feel, just a little bit. And next thing I knew, she called me and she was like, okay, I ordered a bottle and I already finished it. I need to order another bottle. I didn't even realize she had ordered a bottle. So she loved it. It was helping her to sleep well at night, to keep her calm because she had anxiety issues. So lavender is one of the top oils to support healthy skin. I keep it by my stove in case I grab a hot pan, because even at 46, I still do stupid things. So, and if I don't put it on, it will boil up. If I do, it definitely makes a difference. This is called the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. It's great for bruises, blisters, rashes, bug bites, mild burns, all of that sort of thing. So lavender is, so you have that in your foot bath. That is super calming. Another one that you can put in your foot bath is peppermint. Now, peppermint is very invigorating. It has that minty feeling to it, right? Peppermint is for focus and energy. Oops, I just made made one of the windows really big and I couldn't see anything. So it also is good for mild occasional aches and pains. So if your feet are sore at the end of the day, peppermint is really nice in a foot bath for that. And then the Epsom salt also is very calming and it draws out some toxins. It has magnesium in it, so it relaxes the muscle, and that's all in your Epsom salt. Peppermint also supports the healthy bowel function and enhanced gut function. So if you just ate dinner, this is going to help you to digest that dinner. It also maintains efficiency of the digestive tract. It may support performance during exercise. So if you work out and stuff, I love to put peppermint on any area. Like if I'm going to be lifting weights, I'll put peppermint like right over that muscle ahead of time to help oxygenate the muscle. That's in there, the the more that you're going to be using the muscle with oxygen in its presence. I'm not going to get into the science there, but the more oxygen, the less opportunity to get sore afterwards. You don't have the lactic acid buildup so bad. And I like to use this as an anti-highway hypnosis oil. When I'm on a drive, I have a little diffuser in my car and I diffuse peppermint because I can stay focused and not sleepy. Okay, let's talk a little bit about pain relief. There's so many causes for pain. It's just like headaches. There's all sort of headaches. There's stress headaches. There's tension headaches. There's headaches like sinus headaches from allergens and stuff. Same thing with pain. There are different routes to pain, and I'm going to talk at the end about how to really deal with the root causes of the pain. These products help with like helping to make the pain feel soothed, like, take it away for a while. Just like whenever you're taking, medication and things like that, it's kind of a Band-Aid. But with these products, it does actually go in and start working on healing some of the causes of that pain. So it can go and start restoring some of that, whatever's going on there. But there's much deeper roots that you have to deal with. So we have the deep relief roll-on oil, and if you'll have some of that, if you have some aches and pains, if you have joints, if you have a headache or something, go ahead and apply it and see, if it makes you feel better. So I hope nobody got any of the oil in their eyes. If you touch an oil and you rub your eyes, you need to put a little bit of like olive oil or something to pull that out. So that's something about essential oils. Okay, so deep relief, you can roll it over joints that might be sore, over muscles that might be achy. Depending on where a headache is, you can rub it over those areas, and it can really, this one, I have had a lot of people tell me they can't live without it. So the Cool Azul pain cream is also like a miracle in a tube there. It is very effective for sore muscles and stuff. And even joints. Hanaway was the first experience we ever had with an oil that helped with pain. And so we often would rub that over joints. And actually, this is the one that sold my husband on essential oils, and he stopped calling them witchcraft. So he had pulled something in his back. Guys, when you're young, you're just like, you can do anything, right? And often you end up with damage to the back, and that it just keeps happening over and over throughout your life. That just is a weak area. And so my husband pulled something in his back, and he was in so much pain, and it had happened a few years before, and he was out of work for 5 months because of it. So this time he came home and he was like, I heard it again. I might be out for a long period of time. I think I said 5 months. I meant 5 weeks. I'm so sorry. He was out for 5 weeks. So he was worried that he was going to be out for 5 weeks again. And I said, you lay down, I'm going to put some oils on you. So what I did, and this is like, it's kind of a little magic trick, not really, but this is very effective. You can put some Panaway over that area, and then you're going to have to layer on. So this is for people that already have oils, know what the oils are and everything. You would also use Valor on top of that. So you put your Panaway on, put Valor on top of that. Third layer, Copaiba. Copaiba helps to balance the inflammation out. And then you take a warm, damp rag, put it over the top, and then a dry towel over the top of that. So you have all these layers, right? That helps to drive those oils in deep, because muscle injuries are usually very deep. And then you'll alternate that with ice. So you'll go back and forth. We did that, and the next day he was, I think it was a day or two later, he was climbing mountains with us. So Well, okay, we're in South Texas, so you know what a mountain is like here, right? It's a big hill. All right. So he was climbing Enchanted Rock, for those of you that know the area. So that is really good. That is such a good method that it can feel like it's healed. So you have to be very careful because you can re-injure or make it worse. You have to be very careful and allow it to continue healing. This last product here is the CBD muscle rub. And so for some of you, that might be what you need, especially if you have nerve pain. That CBD muscle rub is very good for helping with nerve pain. It has helichrysum in it. Helichrysum is great for helping with that. So sometimes you've got to see kind of which product works for you. So, all right. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome. Okay, we will have this recorded, so anybody that misses out on this is going to get access to the recording. Okay, let's talk a little bit about mood. So this is a whole deep dive class to talk about sadness, about sleep, about mood and stuff like that. So if you need a deep dive on that class, let us know. I'm only going to touch on this one product. It's frankincense. Frankincense has been around since ancient times. It was used in Egypt, and it was documented by their medical whatever. It was on their medical documents. Frankincense was noted as being good for everything from gout to a broken head. So it was definitely one of those oils that was super important. And most of us are familiar with frankincense because we've heard the story of like baby Jesus and the three wise men carrying frankincense and myrrh and gold. And frankincense was actually more valuable than the gold at the time. So it was a very, very important oil. It was and still is like the best frankincense trees are grown in the Middle East. We get ours. We have very specific sourcing for ours. So here I put some things on here that I wouldn't normally put, but because we don't want to diagnose, treat, or cure. I'm not a doctor, so I can't be doing that. So normally I wouldn't say some of these things, but I have scientific studies and you can look these up on pubmed.gov. I can send you copies of these studies, but if you just go into pubmed.gov and do some research on frankincense and cancer, go do your research on it. There's been a ton of research, multiple, like hundreds of articles. But they're still trying to figure all of that out. So with frankincense, it may lower depressive and anxious behaviors. There was a study done on this. I'm trying to remember the details. And it did show that depressive and anxious behaviors seem to be alleviated using the frankincense. A lot of people really love to use this for that. So how would you use that? You would take frankincense, really just drop it right on top of your head. This is a really good point. Just drop it and rub it in. That's what the way that they used to anoint kings in ancient times with frankincense was like a vat of oil, of frankincense oil. This is not a cheap oil. It takes a lot. So yep. So anoint your kings. You can pour what they would do in the biblical times, they pour it on the top and it would run down their hair and they would massage it in. And that was the way they anointed them. But frankincense is so good for the mood. It's good for the brain. It's good for blood sugar balance. It has inflammation associated with arthritis based on one of the studies that we have down here. And it may have anti-cancer properties. That's what all the research has been going on about. So it's super interesting to learn more about that. So also it's really good for the skin. So bumps and bruises, I've seen goose eggs that have come up. I put frankincense on and they come right back down. It was the weirdest thing. I had a group of moms witness that. We're like, whoa. Very cool. All right, so applications, you've already been doing some applications. Some of you are doing some foot baths where you're soaking your feet, and I hope that that's relaxing and feels really good. And then there's topical applications. So if you use the stress away and you breathe it in, that's aromatic. And then when you put it on your neck and your shoulders and your chest, that's topical application. There's also internal use of essential oils. Um, Essential oils need to be very high quality, because they're super concentrated. There are so many things that companies do to cut corners with essential oils that's why you have to be careful about where you're getting it from. Whenever essential oils, the molecules are so small that they can cross the blood-brain barrier, they end up in your brain. If if you can breathe anything in that goes into your brain, you probably need to be deciding, do I want this in my brain? So if you're going to go to Walmart and buy a $5 bottle of frankincense, I can guarantee you there's not one single drop of frankincense in that bottle. And I know because I've smelled the difference between them and I've seen the process of distilling frankincense. It is not an easy process. They have to tap resin and then they have to distill the resin. There's no way, there's no way you can do it for $5. So I would say, don't be messing around with that stuff. Don't be buying anointing oils. There are ways that companies cut corners in order to save money. And some of that can be from forced distillation, where they'll take plant product and they'll put it in a vat full of hexane, force the oils out, and then they kind of like scrape off the hexane. You're going to have it in your product. They also dilute with different things. There are pesticides that get on crops, and imagine pesticides are bad enough without concentrating them into an essential oil. So this is why, like for instance, my sister got sick on her spray lavender, and then she completely used up her Young Living lavender. I will always use Young Living. I researched it for 3 years before I tried it, before I started using it, because I wanted to make sure that what I was using was good for my kids when they were little. I didn't want them having any kind of burns or rashes or anything weird. Okay, so aromatic use, whenever you put the oils in your hand and breathed it, that's aromatic. You can breathe it right out of the bottle, or you can put it in a diffuser. I have a diffuser right up here. I have at least one or two in every single room of my house and one in my car. It's kind of a little over the top, but I love my diffusers. I even have one in my bathroom. So I love them. And they're so pretty. Like this one in this picture here is called the Desert Mist Diffuser. It has different colors, and there's one that plays music, and that one is really pretty. It has a glass dome on it. That's called the Aria diffuser. It comes in a kit, and that one is the diffuser. It's like a $230 diffuser you basically get for free with the kit. But anyway, so I can go on about diffusers. They're really cool. Okay, next up, if you have some Ningxia Red around, grab your Ningxia Red and let's have a taste. So if you don't and you would like to try it, let me know. I will send you a package so that you can try it. All right, so we're just going to take a little deep dive into Ningxia Red. This is a super antioxidant-rich juice. When somebody comes to me with massive amount of health problems, the first thing I put them on is Ningxia Red and sulfurzyme. And I ask them to do that because that raises, like we have this whole mountain of health issues, right? When you get on Ningxia Red, it raises that bar and it takes care of so many issues at the bottom that now you just have a few left to deal with. And then you can focus specifically on those. Ningxia Red is one of those things, and it's what we used to improve our health. So it will boost your energy levels because it has so many nutrients in them that your body is probably depleted. The food that we eat, it doesn't matter how organic and natural and whatever it is that you get at the store, it is depleted of nutrients. Our produce it doesn't have the nutrients that the produce had when our grandparents were growing them in the garden and eating them. It's just depleted soil. So we're not getting what we need. And that's one of the reasons we feel weak and tired, or we feel hungry all the time, because we're not getting the nutrients that our body needs. So it helps to improve the immune system dramatically. It has higher antioxidants than any other food on earth. This has been tested. It converts acid to alkaline in the gut. and that is supportive of your health. That's good. Contains the right vitamin and mineral pairs, which means bioavailable micronutrients. So one of the problems with these our store vitamins and supplements and stuff that we get is that they're mostly just a bunch of fluff. Your body is not getting a whole lot out of those. We used to call them like the Centrums, the big old hard vitamins. We used to call them toilet clinkers because they go all the way through the body and clink down in the toilet. It had so much calcium packed into it that your body couldn't even break it down. And what it could break down, now you have this stuff that's supposed to now get to the cell, but if it doesn't have the right carriers to get to the cell, then it's not going to carry through the bloodstream. It's not going to be able to get into the receptor sites of the cell. And then if it does, is it the right vitamin and mineral pairs for it to work? So like what happens, like there is a ratio between certain micronutrients. Micronutrients are like your calcium, your phosphorus, your magnesium, and your B vitamins. All of those are your micronutrients. If they don't have what they should come with in nature, then your body doesn't recognize it or can't use it. It has to have the right ratios. So when we have these isolated vitamins and stuff, they just really aren't working so well in the body. The Nature Red has all of this, and it is completely bioavailable. It even has bioavailable macronutrients. Macronutrients are your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. Those are the larger molecules. So it's a puree. So it has all of those pieces in it that it needs to be able to get into the body. Okay, but wait, there's more. Every single amino acid that your body needs is in this juice. It's infused with essential oils that deliver benefits of nature to every cell of the body. The essential oils are the lipid carrier that carry the nutrients from the gut to the cell. That means, again, it's bioavailable. It has the right natural sugar, which is from the fruits. So it's not added like white sugar or anything like that. It is the fructose and that comes from the fruits that opens the cell doors. So the receptor sites we were talking about, if you can have all the nutrients and the lipid carriers and everything to get it to the cell, but when it gets to the cell and it's knocking on the door, it's like, you don't belong here, then it's not coming in. So you have to have the right things to make everything work. And once it gets in, it helps the cells to be able to communicate with other cells because we've blocked off our cell receptors from a lot of things and they're not communicating well. And that just comes from all the things that we eat, the things we're exposed to, the stress, all the rough lifestyle things. And that's when things just stop working in your body so well. It also has the right enzymes to pull the right nutrients into the body. And here's something interesting. If a man has a waist of more than 40 inches and a woman more than 35 inches, they are insulin resistant. What? Most of the people in the United States are insulin resistant. This is something I had to learn when I realized that things weren't quite working right in my body. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get my glucose checked. And, the doctor will say, oh, yeah, it's fine. You're good. Well, it's within the range, but is it changing over time? If it's changing over time, showing that you're becoming a little more resistant, then those receptor cells of the cells, receptor sites of the cells are starting to close up to the insulin that's being released into the body. And that's where you end up eventually in type 2 diabetes. So Nature Red is hands down the best thing that you can do for your health over anything else. And I was going to read a little section here, but I think it's a little bit long. So this is a little book by a lady named Sarah Harnish. She's one of my favorite people in Young Living. And she's a homeschool mom. She talks about if I could only have one product from Young Living or anywhere in my life, it would be Nature Red. And the first thing I would do first thing in the morning is drink my Nature Red to get me through. So she has some great things to say about it. All right, so Ningxia Red, okay, let's hear some stories about the use of this product. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, okay, I think if I switch over to my notes, let me know if it switches the view. Did that switch your view to something else? Or is it still on Superwoman? It's good? Okay, great. Because I took some notes to be able to tell you some of these stories. Um, and I know that Cricket and Charlie also have some stories. So if you're up to it, maybe you can share in a moment. I have one story that I wrote down from Becky Claxton, who is an LPN. She had 2 neck surgeries, and she scheduled an appointment with her back surgeon or her neck surgeon because the pain was still really bad, and she thought that the second surgery had failed. So she realized later that it was all inflammation. So she started on Ningxia Red, and it took all of her neck and back pain completely away. She had no more pain after that. And it was just the Ningxia Red. So she was like, oh, I guess the surgery did work. It was just all this inflammation that I had in my body from the things that I was eating. And, I had no energy for exercise and things like that. So she started to feel a lot better. Um, Meg, did you have a Ningxia Red story? Are you up to sharing something? I know you have the weight loss story, which I have written down. Okay.
I don't have much of, I think it was a combination of Ninja Red that helped me so much. But yeah, it took down my inflammation so much that I got off of 2 water pills that I was taking because my feet kept swelling and the doctors couldn't get it to stop. And they kept putting more medicine, that which eventually sent me to the cardiologist, who said, "You're on too much of that. That's why your heart's going crazy." So once I started taking the Ninja Red, it was gone in a month. I haven't had to take my water pills. My feet haven't swollen up. So it's not only helped with weight loss, but I now don't take my socks off and go, ow, when I get home at night because
That's
my legs
awesome.
are pulling out. So
Wow, that's really cool. Okay. Um, Cricket and Charlie, I know you have a complex situation over there. Do you do you want to share a little bit about your Ningxia Red experience? Do you want me to unmute you? Oops, sorry. I think I hit the button.
Okay, I think that's good.
Okay.
Sorry, we had someone here come to the door, so
Did you invite him in?
yeah, my son.
Awesome. Okay. So what is your experience with Ningxia Red?
Mine was a lot like Meg's, a lot of the inflammation. My ankles were swollen all the time. My fingers were hurting. When I'm on the Ningxia Red, I have way less pain, way more endurance. I don't know that it's like super energy, but I noticed that I get a lot more done before I fizzle out, you know. So it was a key for weight loss too for me because I was doing all the things, but without the ninja, I don't think it was getting anywhere. Like you were saying, it wasn't getting to the cells and doing all the things that it was supposed to do. And so it's like the magic that helped the weight just come off. I've lost 70 something pounds now since starting in January, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Last January.
Wow, that's great. All right.
Sorry, we can't get everybody in the video, so
That's okay.
me while I talk. So I started drinking the Ninja because I saw my sister's results and I wanted to lose weight. I know that wasn't the purpose of them developing it, but it's a happy side effect. And I even told my sister, I said, I don't know, it probably won't work, but it definitely won't touch my pain. I just never even really, she's like, well, my, I'm like, no, it won't.
What's happening?
I suffer with a lot of nerve pain. I do have other things like degenerative disc disease and arthritis in my back and PCOS and other things that cause pain as well. I've got a bone disease that's rare, causes pain, but mainly it's my spine. My nerves and my spinal cord are basically pieced together and stuck to the erectoid. Anyway, it caused a lot of pain. And before I started drinking the Ninja, I was pretty much stuck either sitting or laying down. I couldn't do it either one for more than a couple hours. So I was only sleeping an hour or two at a time. I had to rotate between sleeping or laying down or sitting. I couldn't, my son was doing everything for me. He'd bring me stuff so I could chop it at where I was sitting for dinner, but he'd do everything. He'd give me my drinks. Other than help me to the bathroom. That's the only thing he never had to do, thank God. But I had to use a wheelchair all the time when I left the house. I held on to walls walking to the bathroom. It was really bad. I had pretty much given up. Sorry.
That's okay. It's all right.
I think it's getting to her because yesterday she got out of the car, walked into Fry's, bought some things, walked back to the car, no cane, no wheelchair, no stop to sit down, nothing. She did all that.
I'm waiting because I ain't no
She never
words.
thought she'd be able to.
I was diagnosed in
I'm going
2019 and I pretty much was having a hard time with my new reality, you know. If you've ever been diagnosed with something and told by the doctor, sorry, there's nothing we can do for you. And it's just gonna get worse. You just kind of have a hard time. So anyway, I just never thought it would help. I do still suffer from a lot of pain, but like my sister said, I'm able to drive myself now. I get to sleep 6 to 8 hours a night. And I mean, I don't even wake up real sore. I mean, that's not like, like with the arthritis and the degenerative disc disease, I was always real stiff, not sore. That's the word I was looking for, stiff, when I woke up. No, I mean, I still have the nerve pain stuff when I wake up from laying down all night, but it's not anything like it was before. I wouldn't be sleeping, it would have woke me up. But I just can't say enough about Ninja Red. And I just recently started playing with the oils because I was a huge skeptic. I love it all.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that, Charlie. That's a big deal.
And I've
These
lost
are really,
so far.
huh?
I've lost 65 pounds on it so far.
The happy side effect she was aiming for.
Yeah. The one
Wonderful.
thing I thought might help me with, but I still was
Wow. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. We're going to talk a little bit about the program that these ladies have been on. It's not just Ningxia Red, but Ningxia Red is the foundation of the program that we do to help with weight loss and all of those changes. So I went ahead and muted you again, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. So now that we heard all of that cool stuff, okay, here's a clinical trial. Here it says 2 ounces of Ningxia Red was clinically shown to boost health in areas like sleep, energy levels, immune health, stress levels, and well-being. And just from what you heard from these ladies, it has been life-changing for them. So where do we start? Gave you a lot of information. I'm going to give you a few options here. This is a brand new kit that was just released a few days ago. That I'm pretty excited about it. So if you want to just start with Ningxia Red, this is a really good place to start. The retail price is $233.28, but the price that you get is $129.99. And then there are also some discount options that I'll tell you about. So you can get an even better deal than that. This is for anybody. Anybody can get this. It's called the Make a Shift 14-day reset kit, and it's all Ningxia Red. It is laid out to really tackle, like, get your health boosted quickly. Okay. So down at the bottom, it says you would drink 1 to 3 packages. So these are 2-ounce packages in here. Drink up to 2 pouches. Okay. Drink 1 to 3. Oh, days 1 to 3. Okay. I'm reading the instructions. Drink up to 2 pouches 3 times a day. And then continue with 4 to 14 days, 4 to 14, drinking 1 pouch up to 3 times a day. So we're talking about, like, the regular serving size is 2 ounces. And that's what a lot of people have once a day. If you know anything about supplements, when it says what the serving size is, that's for people that are in perfect health. A lot of us are taking it because we're not in perfect health. So in the beginning, starting with more than 2 ounces a day it's just going to escalate, like, make everything go faster. Okay. We started out with less than 2 ounces a day because that's just where we were. In 2012 is when we started drinking Ningxia Red, and it still helped us. It was just a slow process. So if you can do it faster, that's always great, right? So it helps to restore homeostasis in the body. Homeostasis means that your body having balance. Your body always is seeking balance. So this gives your body everything it needs to achieve better homeostasis, supports wellness, increases energy levels, reduces daily stress with every sip. And if you see here, the Ningxia Red serving, the 2-ounce serving, has the power of 30 grams of wolfberries, 5 grams of cherries, 9 grams of blueberries, 4 grams of pomegranate, 6 grams of plums, 6 grams of aronia, that's a different kind of fruit, and Young Living orange, tangerine, lemon, and yuzu essential oils. Can you imagine eating all of that? That's kind of a lot. And all you need is this 2-ounce juice. So it is supercharged. Okay, so that's a really cool kit to get started, and you can put it on auto ship and do it once a month if you want to. Here are some options for the essential oils that we talked about. And you can add on, like, you can get one of these kits. You actually can get anything that you want in the presentation at any time. To unlock the 24% discount, the one that says your price, you have to have a 100 PV, and that's a point value that's associated with every product. All 3 of these kits that I'm showing you are all 100 PV, so that means that you would unlock your 24% on all products for the next year. Okay, so you just decide, which one fits in. So I put this Make a Shift Essential Solutions kit on here because it comes with several of the products that we talked about already. It has Deep Relief Roll-On. It has Stress Away Roll-On. It has this little diffuser that only comes with this kit. It also has lavender and peppermint, which we put in the foot bath. So if your feet are getting cold, by the way, it's okay to take them out and dry them off and, like, put some lotion on or something if you'd like to, or just enjoy. The other 2 oils that kit comes with are Thieves and Purification. Thieves has a pretty cool story. It's called Thieves because it's based on the legend of some thieves that were going around during the bubonic plague and robbing people that were sick and they weren't getting it. And when they were captured, their family was like, they were like herb traders and stuff, and they knew how to put together certain herbs to make them immune to whatever was going around at the time, to the plague. And so this is named after that legend. It has those herbs in there. So purification is great for breaking down odors. So it's great to throw into a diffuser and just break down any odors going on. I leave dishes in the sink all the time because that's one area I'm a little bit weak in. And sometimes I go and I'm like, okay, time to clean up, put some purification in a diffuser. Also, my teenage son's room. It needs it sometimes. Okay, the other starter kit for essential oils is actually a better value. You can see that the price of that one kit is 112. This other kit has 12 oils in it, and it has some other little things in there. The value is $439, and you get it for $165. So that's only like $53 more than the other kit, and you get so much more in it. So that one actually contains the frankincense in there, lavender, lemon, vitality. Any of them that say vitality, they're intended for internal use. But the oil that's in them is the same thing as the oil that's in the non-vitality bottles, just, in case that comes up. It has the peppermint. Citrus Fresh is another great oil for helping to break down fat cells in the body. Digest is good for digestion. It also has the thieves. It has the Panaway that we talked about. Peace and Calming is another calming oil that, people choose Stress Away or Peace and Calming, and one is usually their favorite. Raven is a respiratory oil. We'll use that when we're having like lots of respiratory issues, like everything that's going on right now. That usually goes in the diffuser, and we're just like snorting it and breathing it all in to break that stuff down. Also comes with Stress Away. We did mention a brief mention of Valor when I was telling my husband's story. And then it has Thief Spray in there, which I carry around with me to spray in public restrooms. I'll spray it like in the toilet, just like you ever use Poopery. The Thief Spray works really well like that. You can also spray it on the toilet seat, but just don't get it into the tender areas. Caution. Okay. It comes with a little hand sanitizer. It's nice for sticking in your purse or whatever. And then it comes with 2 Ningxia Red packets. So it's not, it's not something that, like, if you're going to do Ningxia Red, those would just be like samples. But a lot of people will start with the Ningxia Red kit and one of these essential oil kits. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the best deals. How are we going to save money? Now, getting those kits already saves you a ton of money. There are a few other ways, and I forgot to make a slide for one thing, so you'll need to write it down. And you're welcome to take pictures of slides if you want. There is, for this month only, there is a discount code. It's SHAREYL, which we usually have this discount code. It's SHAREYL. But it's normally like 10% off. Right now it's 20% off. So anything that you order, you get 20% off your whole order. Just put SHAREYL into the discount code section before you check out. Okay, the other way to get a really good deal is to decide what you want monthly and put it on the loyalty rewards program. This is not required. You can order just, a straight order, not be on an auto ship at all, but this is an auto ship type of program. So when you go into order, you'll see 2 buttons. One will say add to order. The other one will say add to loyalty order. Loyalty order is this loyalty rewards program. So it's like getting store credit. So when you have it on auto ship, the first 3 months, and you can change anything on the order you want. So as soon as you get your shipment in, go in there and say, this month, I think I want to get this. And you just put those things on there, take whatever off. I do that every month. And I've been on it for many, many years. So the first 3 months that you're on the program, you get 10% back, an additional 10% back of everything that you order. So if you order 100 PV this month, like one of those kits, then you're going to get an extra $10 back. So 10 points is equal to $10 back in your account. So those points can be used to then order things separately. So you can just put in, like when you go to add to order, you use those points then. So I like to save my points up. And then whenever I get like a lot, then I go get a bunch of free stuff. It's really nice to put all this expensive stuff on there that I wouldn't normally get for myself maybe. And now I get it all for free. So the first 3 months, you get 10% back. When you're on the program for 4 to 24 months, it doubles. You get 20% back. So on 100 PV, now you're getting $20 back in store credit. If you've been on for 25 months or more, you get 25% back. So you get 24% off as a like a preferred customer when you get that 100 PV in your first order, which can be on loyalty rewards, or it doesn't have to be. You can just order. And then on top of that, you get these points back up to 25% back in store credit. And you get the 20% off the top whenever you place your order. So lots of discounts going on. Play around with it and see what works the best for you. Okay. We always, every single month, we have freebies depending on what you order, like what amount that you order. So I forgot to get my notes on this. Let me go look and I'll tell you, because this month we just have a picture of it. And so I had to type up a bunch of stuff. Okay. For those that are on loyalty rewards, you get at the 100 PV level, you get something free. So if you get one of those bundles, it's 100 PV, right? And then you put your discount code in, you get 20% off. And if you make it a loyalty order, then you also get a free grapefruit bergamot vitality drops. You see that on there? That's something to help balance electrolytes. You can squirt it in your water, and grapefruit is known for helping to break down fat. So that's always a good thing too. So it just, it's stevia based. It's sweet. So you only need to squeeze a little bit. Okay, if you order one of those kits not on loyalty rewards, you don't get that, but that's okay. If you decide to order like 2 kits, then on a regular order, you'll get some free peppermint. But if you order like the 2 kits, because it's at 190 PV level, which is the PV is usually equivalent to the dollar amount, depending on what it is. The starter bundles are lower price, so those are just at 100. But if you order 190 PV of product, then you get the peppermint, the grapefruit, and a thieves chest rub, which we all need right now. At the 250 PV level, you get the peppermint, you get Inner Beauty collagen, which I put in my protein drinks. And that's, yeah. Okay. You get those 2 things, plus if you're on loyalty rewards, the grapefruit bergamot vitality drops, the peppermint essential oil, the thieves chest rub, and the Inner Beauty collagen. Okay. If you go up to 300, let's see what changes. On a regular order, you would get an extra bottle of vitamin C, Super C tablets. And that also applies to the loyalty order. So, all right. So these things can be like, this is a lot of information, just tell me what I get, right? So it really helps to have somebody just walk you through your order the first time. Okay, we talked about all of that. I haven't talked a whole lot about the weight loss side of things, right? So let's talk about how these ladies have lost so much weight that you got to listen to here. This will be pretty quick, and then we'll be wrapping up. So the 10-day Rev Up is a holistic weight loss program. And it's not just Ningxia Red. There's a food plan. We encourage 30 minutes of some sort of exercise, and you know what would be exercise for you, whatever stretches you a little bit. And then a lot of encouragement, a lot of freebies, all kinds of fun things in there to make it fun, build a community, and help you to lose weight, right? So all of these ladies, these are the coaches here on the left. That's me. And I had lost 93 pounds. And then there's Wendy. She's lost about 78, I think now. Then there's Dr. Mary Starr. She's a chiropractor, and she's lost somewhere around 48 pounds, I think. And then Corey over here lost about 45 pounds. So once we all learned how to do that, that's when we got together and we're like, okay, how can we bring this to people in Young Living or people in need? All right, so last year we had over 500 participants, and of those who actually reported, because a lot of people don't report what they've lost, they participate and then they don't go back and give their reports. But of those who did, 1,225 pounds were released and 778 inches gone out of the people that reported it. So let's go and watch a short video here. that we put together while we were at the Rev Up Coaches Retreat.
I'm Coach Corey. I lost 45 pounds in my 60s. You can do this. I have had several back surgeries. They told me I would be on medications forever. That is not true. Your body will absolutely heal itself if you give it the nutrition that it needs to rebuild itself. 2 years ago, I crushed a vertebrae. It put me in bed. The doctors put me on drugs, told me not to move because it was too close to the spinal cord. So I was in fear. When I got out of that fear and decided I was gonna start walking, I started walking from the bed to the kitchen with canes. And all I kept saying was, every day in every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger.
I'm Gwen Heiler, and before Rev Up, I was at my heaviest weight. I have released over 45 pounds and over 20 inches, making much better choices, and I know that my health has improved.
I've been with Rev Up since April. I've done it every month. I've lost about 11 pounds, 8 inches. I've dropped down a size.
I've lost about 13 pounds, and I've gone down another size with my shirts and my pants. You know, I'm just eating with what she's been feeding me, and she's, feeding me the right stuff.
I'm Coach Jen, and I'm 46 years old. I was at 225 pounds, and I dropped 93 pounds. When I was 225 pounds, I was at my lowest, and my mindset was just a disaster. That encouragement and belief, I had to have somebody pour belief into me for me to know that there was hope. And so that's what I'm here to do for you. I'm going to bring you hope because you can do this.
Before doing the Rev Up, I was really struggling with lack of energy. I was struggling with hormones out of whack. Getting out of bed was actually quite painful. But doing the Rev Up has totally changed all of those things for me. I get up now, I feel no pain, I have heaps of energy, and it just makes me feel amazing and better than I did when I was in my 30s.
All right, so here are a few before and after pictures. You can see Coach Wendy in the upper left, how she had lost some weight. This is me on the lower left here. And we took some after pictures like quite a while later. We picked up our older before pictures so we could see the difference. And then on the right, we have Meg down here on the bottom. She's a chef, and she does a fabulous job at work with all of her amazing food. And then in the upper right is Becky, which I had mentioned earlier too. So these ladies have been through the Rev Up program multiple times. They are using the Nixia Red as a major part of that to help them to lose weight and to feel better, and give them energy to do different kinds of like exercise and just whatever they need to do. So this is a QR code. If you would like to join the Rev Up, go ahead and scan that in. You'll see different options for different ways to participate. Like there's different levels to participate. There's a good, better, best option on products that you want to get. But just know that most people have to pay $97 per month to be in this program. If you are a member in our group, if you're one of our customers, you don't have to pay anything. All you need is your product. So you get your Nixia Red. If all you want to get is your Nixia Red, then get that and get started. And then you can always add on other products later, whatever works for you. We're here to help you. So, all right. Okay, so let's get back to our goals that we talked about in the beginning. Have you been putting your health on the back burner for years? How many of us have been doing that? We're the last ones on the list. And, for whatever reason it is, it can be, we just choose to neglect ourselves because there's things that seem like they're more important. We have kids to raise, we have work to do, income to bring in, and we just put the health on the back burner until we get to the point where we're in pretty bad shape. And so, so if you're not in really bad shape yet, then, you know, let's get started so you don't end up in bad shape like all of us who have had to really reverse all of the damage that we've done by neglecting our health. And think again about if you make changes today, if you decide today that you're going to do something different, you're going to get some Ningxia Red, you're going to get on the Rev Up program, whatever it is, what will life be like for you a year from now, 2 years from now, even 5 years from now? What's going to change? You heard from these ladies here that life has completely changed for them, right? And looking back a year ago when I first started this, well, it's been 2 years ago when I first started this, I would never go back to that. I was miserable and I was depressed and I was like, I didn't see any way out. It's like Charlie was talking about. I felt hopeless. And I had tried a lot of things and it just wasn't working. So I just thought, well, it's my genetics. I guess this is just where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I may not be able to travel in the future like I wanted to. I may not be around for my kids. My knees are starting to give me trouble, my shoulders, my back, everything. I have a broken spine. Also, most people don't know about that. That's a long story. But think about, you know, how much better you could feel. It will change your life and you'll look back and go, thank you for thanking yourself. I made this decision then, and I'm so glad I did. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to be able to do things that you only dreamed of doing. So what are you going to do for yourself today? I would encourage you to choose life. Choose life, make a decision, and we're here to help.